We start 5-on-5 out at Churchill Downs. Medina Spirit stormed to victory in the Kentucky Derby last Saturday to give trainer Bob Baffert a record 7th win and the $3 million run for the Roses. Under New York jockey John Velasquez, Medina Spirit jumped out to an early lead and fended off challenges down the stretch in front of 51,838 fans in Louisville, Kentucky, and the largest U.S. sporting event since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. The Derby was among the many sports highlights of the weekend. The New York Jets and New York Giants wrapped a successful NFL draft, which started Thursday night in the first round. Gang Green did as projected, nabbing signal caller Zach Wilson out of BYU at the number 2 pick. The Jets are hopeful he will be the franchise quarterback of the future as they have turned the page on Sam Darnold, the once franchise quarterback of the future. Here's Wilson, who already has his eyes set on the Super Bowl.
From day one, I know you got to work as hard as you can. You got to think you're working harder than everybody else to get to this point. And so the Jets are going to get a guy that I'm a big believer in bringing the guys around you together, having a strong connection with them. So that's a leader. I'm going to be, the man that they can look up to. They can call for any advice, any help that they ever need. And then, as a player, I'm going to make sure I'm in the facility every single day, giving it everything I have, because I want to, do whatever I can to make sure that this team is on the right track and we're getting all the right things done.
Meantime, the New York Giants and general manager Dave Gettleman actually trade down in the first round, but still managed to acquire a playmaker for young QB Daniel Jones. Big Blue takes Florida wide receiver Kadarius Toney at number 20. No excuses now for the anemic Giants offense, not with Bronx boy Saquon Barkley returning at running back from injury, and Toney sprinting downfield for Jones. Here's more with one of the newest Giants.
It's kind of crazy just growing up watching like NFL football sometimes. It's like just me just going into a team that was like really like Eli Manning was there. You know what I'm saying? Odell Beckham was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Tiki ball, you know what I'm saying? Run that ball like here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, I don't know, like a lot of people that was a part of this franchise, and I'm just next in line to, you know what I'm saying, do something special, I guess you could say.
The Derby and the draft go 5th and 4th, respectively, here on 5-on-5, while the Yankees and Mets are playing pretty darn good baseball of late, and they slip in right here at number 3. The Yankees sweep Detroit at the stadium over the weekend. Here's slugger Aaron Judge on the hot streak and former Cy Young winner Corey Kluber on returning to ace-like form right here in the Bronx.
Can't really be judged off of 15, 30, 40 at-bats. We got to work ourselves into the season and just get reps. I think that's what it really comes down to, is repetition, with anything you do. Practice makes perfect, and, once you practice it, go through a couple, bad slumps, bad times, and just continue to work. And this is what this team continues to do. Through the ups and downs, we continue to work and continue to try to improve. And like I've always said, hitting is contagious. A couple guys get on base, kind of gives the team confidence to go out there and do their job.
Yeah, it felt good to kind of go out there and execute for the most part from start to finish. I mean, I think that's always the goal, but it's not always smooth sailing. So when you do have them, it's fun to go out there and kind of have that feeling.
The Bombers swept. The Mets busted out the brooms, too. They sweep Philadelphia on the road despite a near meltdown last Sunday night. The sweep was keyed by Michael Conforto and his long ball that topped the Phillies.
With Neris, he's a tough guy because when his splitter's on, it's really good. It's has a lot of depth to it. The approach is always just to get him up in the zone. Every time we see him, it's to get him up. And I got a splitter that started up in the zone, and I stayed with it. I wasn't necessarily looking to hit a splitter, but anything up in the zone that you can handle is going to be, what you're looking for up there. So that was pretty much it.
In the 2 spot, we turn to the NHL ice, where 2 is the number for the New York Islanders. The Isles are playoff bound following a 2-game weekend series against their rivals, the Broadway Blue Shirts. The Islanders needed 2 regulation wins to clinch a spot last weekend in the Stanley Cup playoffs and took care of business in 2 statement shutout wins over the Rangers. Minor League Baseball takes the 1 spot here on 5-on-5. The weekend signaled the startup with games starting this week. The Brooklyn Cyclones held a media day with top prospects Brett Batty and Matt Allen. Both are extremely excited to get rolling.
After last season, just not being able to play, I know I was at the alternate site and then I got to go to Instructs for a little while, but Just the level of competition. Like, we've gotten some games down here already, and just playing a different uniform has just been amazing, and it brings out the competitive juices in everybody, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to get going.
Being in minor league camp, I think I really feel, I think a good way to say it is just dominant. I think facing some of the big leaguers and 40-man guys and just generally older guys to facing, kind of my level, high A guys, double A guys, I think honestly I just feel pretty dominant, and I'm looking to take that into the season.
The Cyclones are on the road from May 4th through May 16th. The home opener in Coney Island is slated for Tuesday, May 18th. Here are 5 stories heading into the weekend. We counted down from 5 to 1. Now we'll count up from 1 to 5. At number 1, Formula One. F1 rolls into Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix on Mother's Day. Don't forget to watch. Don't forget to get those moms in your life something special, too. Lewis Hamilton won last weekend. The 7-time F1 champion will try and do it again this weekend. Speaking of F1 champs, we'll feature Sir Jackie Stewart on the show next week, a double feature on Monday and Friday Open. I think that's perfect for the 2 spot right here on the back end of 5 on 5. Must-see TV Monday and next Friday mornings. At number 3, keep an eye on the 2 NBA locals this weekend. The Nets face Denver on the road Saturday night, while the Knicks are in LA to face the Clippers Sunday. I asked expert Ian Begley of SNY his thoughts on the Knicks and Nets squaring off in the postseason on the Step in the Arena podcast. Ian would love to see it go down in the BX.
I mean, look, if they get to Game 7, I hope they have Game 7 at Orchard Beach. Hoops in the sun, man. Let's move it up to the beach. Let's play outside, outdoors on the hard court. I mean, look, that would be so much fun for the city. I mean, what else would you want if you're a New York basketball fan of either team? You know, even if it's like a 5-game, 6-game series, I could see those games being tight. It would be shocking to me if the Knicks were to beat the Nets in a 7-game series. I guess stranger things have happened, but I would be pretty stunned if that happened.
And at number 4, keep an eye on Fordham softball here in the Bronx. The Rams play a weekend series with Atlantic 10 rival St. Joseph's. Ace pitcher Devin Miller has tied a program record with 3 no-hitters this season. Can she break the record? Speaking of question marks, in at number 5 on 5 on 5, keep an eye on the Aaron Rodgers situation in Green Bay. The star quarterback and future Hall of Famer wants out. Ironically, no Green Bay quarterback has played more than 16 seasons in Wisconsin, and that includes legends Bart Starr and Brett Favre. Could Rodgers, who has played 16 seasons, be next? Rumor has it the G-men might be interested in giving Rodgers a new home. We hit the C-list for a man that welcomed us into his home during the pandemic. This is a sad week for me. We send our condolences to Lisa Unser and the Unser family. 3-time Indianapolis 500 winner Bobby Unser, one of the most colorful, outspoken, and popular drivers in the history of the greatest spectacle in racing, has passed away. He died Sunday, May 2nd at his New Mexico home. He was 87. We got the opportunity to speak to Uncle Bobby during the pandemic, one of the true bright spots for myself and co-producer Chris Pusateri. Bobby was so awesome, words can't even begin to do him justice. Unser won the Indy 500 in 1968, 1975, and 1981. He is one of just 10 drivers to win the 500 at least 3 times and is a member of numerous Motorsports Hall of Fames, including induction into the Indianapolis Motorsport Hall of Fame in 1990. Unser and Rick Mears are the only drivers to win the 500 in 3 different decades. We may actually have been one of the very last to interview Bobby. We thought no one could say it better than the man himself. We asked Bobby Unser how he'd like to be remembered.
I want them to remember that Bobby Unser was one hell of a race driver. Really good. And I know that I've been good many times. I know it. I was able to do it.
Rest in peace, Bobby. Godspeed, racer. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Don't forget, tune in on Monday for our exclusive with racing legend Sir Jackie Stewart.